Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course, chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Hey besties, welcome in, welcome back. Thanks for being here this lovely Thursday. We're in May, the sun, are we in May? Is it May? I don't think it's May. I think I just lied to you all. Let me check the diary. Is it May? It's May tomorrow. Okay, we're nearly in May. It's the 30th of April. It's the 1st of May tomorrow. Good things are coming. Like, that's quite satisfying, isn't it? I do think what's more satisfying is if the first of the month is on a Monday, but I think a Friday is also quite nice. So it's Thursday today, 30th of April, 1st of May on a Friday, going into the bank holiday weekend. It's a fresh month. I'm kind of here for that. Are we? I think so. So happy last day of April. Happy first day of May for tomorrow. Hope we're all well. How are we feeling about May? Is that halfway through the year now? January, February, March, April, May? No. Clearly, I don't know facts of life. One more month until halfway through the year, but 5 months into the year, how are we feeling? Have we accomplished our dreams, our goals? I know I was very vocal at the start of the year about making 2026 the best year ever for me, for the podcast, for life, and I feel like we're going in that direction. May is going to be a huge month for me personally, as I am buying my first house with my girlfriend, as I'm sure all you returning listeners know, and we now officially have our move-in date locked in, which is the 15th of May, so it's a Friday. So that means on the 1st of May, the day after this episode, it's 2 weeks until we move in. I think that's right. I think. Somebody do the math for me. Yeah, I think we're about 2-ish weeks away from moving into our house. So they'd kind of said, here's the day. It's not set in stone, but now they've said, here's the legal completion day. So I think what that now means is if they are not ready, not us, on their part, the builders, all that stuff, if the house is not ready for the 15th of May, I think we get money off or some sort of compensation, hopefully financial compensation. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we do get some sort of money off or something exciting. But I mean, we've waited so long now, another week isn't going to make a massive difference. But now that they've locked in this date, we've now set dining room tables to be delivered, sofas, beds, everything like that. So they kind of do have to pull through with the 15th of May. But obviously, because that's a Friday, we don't really want to be getting things delivered that very first day because we're going to have so many boxes moving in. Then over the weekend, places won't be delivering. So pretty much Monday, I don't remember what the Monday will be, 15, 16, 17, 18, the 18th of May, we are going to be on crazy with deliveries and everything coming. So we've officially locked in our dining room table. I don't know if you guys remember, basically we got a bit excited. We got a bit of money given from Lucy's grandma and we got a bit excited with it and bought a $2,500 dining room table. It did also come with chairs and a massive sideboard as well. That was part of the package. We got a bit excited. Now with the old house we were meant to get, it did have a full dining room, not attached to the kitchen. So we did have the space for it. But then when we didn't get that house and got the new build, obviously, if you know new builds, your kitchen and your dining room tends to be the same room, especially with us. We're buying a 3-bed Barrett Homes Moresby, just so you guys know. I'm very, very real with you guys. That is the house that we are buying. It's gorgeous. And we've been really lucky actually as well. This house can be semi-detached or detached, but we've got a detached property with this massive big garden space. We're so lucky, so grateful. So now that we have this house, we don't have as much kitchen space. So we were we really can't have this dining room table. It's going to take up the full length of the kitchen. We're going to have no room to do anything. So we went back to Furniture Village where we bought it from, and they were great, to be fair. And they've let us swap out the dining room table. So they said, you can swap it for another dining room table. And we were we didn't see any that we liked. So we were could we just swap it for anything? And they said, of course you can, but it has to be the amount of the table or more and you pay the difference. If you go for anything less, you just lose that money. So we ended up buying a bed and a mattress from Furniture Village. We've got a Temper mattress, which I'm so excited for, and it's a gorgeous The colour's called Pearl. Obviously, you know my cat Pearl, so I had to get it. But no, it's like a nice champagne, really neutral colour. We're going for like the neutral tones in the house, beiges, like chocolatey browns. I do love a black, a gold, anything neutral, nothing like clinical doctor's white, but like nice neutral tones, maybe a bit of sage green thrown in there some places. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, they let us change it for the bed, which was lush. So we've now got a circle dining room table coming from Laura James with some chairs. We've got a dusk sofa coming. What else have we got? Obviously the beds. The sofa that we bought is from Dusk. I love Dusk. So we've got the sofa, we've got a poofy and a love chair. So that's all for the living room. I'm genuinely trying to think if we've ordered anything else. Wardrobes, we're getting fitted wardrobes put in, and hopefully the person who's fitting the wardrobes will be able to do that before we move in. So then when we move in, we have fitted wardrobes ready waiting for us. We're getting shutters throughout the whole house. We might look at getting some curtains in like some rooms to make it a bit cutesy, but we're still going to have shutters in there. I think that's everything. Obviously like mirrors and sideboards and little things like that, but big things. They are the main things that we've got. I've told you guys so many times, but we are so lucky with Barrett Homes, with the house that we got. Came with the upgraded kitchen package, all flooring's been included, turfing in the garden. Like I've seen a few TikToks where people say, like, you know, like the show homes are a complete lie. Like you literally get the bare basics, the blank walls. That's it. That's all they give you. But we've been so lucky, like floors there, lights, all the kitchen, the cupboards, we haven't had to pay any extra for those. The fridge freezer, the wash dryer, what else did they give us? A dishwasher, obviously the oven's there, the garden fence is there, the garden gate is there. Because I've heard some people saying they had to pay extra for a garden gate, and it's like, well, were you just going to leave a gap in the fence? Or was I going to have to like rip out fencing to replace it with the gate? It's crazy. But yeah, we've been so lucky with Barrett Homes. So shout out Barrett Homes if you want to sponsor the podcast. I'll talk good about you forever, provided there's no issues when we move into the house. But we are going to be getting a snag. Everyone said get a snag, and I've watched loads of snagging TikToks. They're actually quite satisfying, as well as cleaning TikToks. I'm all over clean talk, even though I don't really do the cleaning now, but I'm so excited to buy some scrub daddies and some of that pink stuff paste and just like clean everywhere. I'm really excited about it, and mopping and hoovering. You know what? I just can't wait. We've got a shark hoover as well. Shout out mother-in-law for that. Very excited. And we are very blessed to have such generous families. Like my mum and dad and granny, Lucy's mum and dad and granny and granddad have been so generous and so helpful. Lucy's dad and brother are going to build us a shed there. We were worried that the sofa wasn't going to fit, and they were like, don't worry, we'll make it fit. Like we are so lucky with them all. So shout out to our families. Thank you. We love you guys. And we actually got really lucky yesterday. We managed to get the keys to the house, which I feel like is unspoken of, 3 weeks before completion. But they basically said, listen, we can get you the keys if you want to go for a look around. I don't know what the right jargon is. The site manager, or like the guy who's been building our house, essentially, they weren't there. So the cutie people who work for Barrett Homes managed to get us the keys so we could go for a little look around, do some measuring, and they were like, just don't leave evidence that you were there. And here's me like literally lying myself in the bath, going in the shower cubicle, like checking the sizes of everything, because your girl likes a bath and a shower. I like to be clean, so I wanted to make sure I could fully like lay out in the bath. I wanted to make sure, like, you know when you're scrubbing your hair in the shower and you go in some showers like you can't fully extend your elbows, that just wouldn't have been it for me. But I can like fully extend myself in the shower and the bath, so I'm very excited about that. But yeah, they were like, don't leave evidence, and there's me literally just lying in the bath making TikToks about it. So sorry if anyone gets in trouble from that, but no, I'm sure it'll be fine. But we were dead lucky just to get the keys to get in. We also managed to get in the first time we went to view the house. It was never a given that we'd get to actually go in and see the house. So we went to the show home first, then we went over to our like the estate that we'll be buying on the plot, whatever you call it. And the lady had said, listen, the site manager's there, let me just pop and ask him. And he was really nice and said yes, because apparently he's one of the best. I've heard from a few people now that he's one of the best, and they said he doesn't really like people coming in before it's completed because he wants them to see it like perfect, the finished product. He doesn't want people to see it not quite finished, not quite ready. But he was very nice, let us in, so we got to see it that very first time. So getting to see it from that first time to now, then when we move in, I'm just like, I literally can't wait. So 2 more weeks to go. Can't wait to take the cats there and just make it our own. Like, we've seen so many TikToks, like, here's what it looked like when I bought it, here's what it looks like now, and I can't wait to be able to like put our stamp on it, make it our home, our first ever home. I'm so excited. And obviously you guys know we are moving in. I think we decided it was 4 days after Lucy and I's first anniversary. So we have our 1 year anniversary on the 11th, and then on the 15th we're moving into our first home. It's a little bit crazy, a little bit wild, a bit surreal, very grateful. I honestly can't wait. I'm counting down the days. I'm trying to think of some other cool updates for you guys. I feel like life's just life, and it's moving. We're getting close to the house. It's a busy time for Lucy and I. We've got a very exciting week this week planned, actually. So on Thursday, when you're listening to this episode in the evening, we have been invited to an event at Alnwick Castle in the Alnwick Garden. It's for a Japanese restaurant, I believe. So there's like a fancy 3-course meal. Only slight issue is we got invited only last week, and Lucy was like, yeah, we'd love to come, but Julia is a vegetarian, and they said the menu's already been finalised. So I don't think I'll be able to have any food, but I still want to go to the event because Alnwick Garden's gorgeous. It's like in the cherry blossom orchard or something. So I'm just thinking of the Instagram pics and TikToks that I can make from the event. So that's hopefully gonna fill me up. The Instagram pictures, they'll fill me up. I'll eat them instead of food, but I can just always get a McDonald's on the way home or something else. So that'll be fun. And then on Sunday, we are going to the UK's Top Influencer Awards. Whoop, whoop. Now, I was actually nominated last year and ended up coming top 5 for Top UK Podcast. This year, I think I got nominated, but I didn't make it to the finals, which is fine. Like, it's cool. I don't know if maybe they wanted to do different people, give different people the opportunity, which is so fine, but I'm still going to be going. Lucy and I have got ourselves little VIP tickets, so shout out, and I'm very excited to see people there. Last year I met Theo from the Traitors, who we still chat to this day. He's a fucking icon. I still want to get him on the podcast, and he was like, I know I'm not a lesbian, but can I come on? And I was like, Theo, of course you fucking can. I love them so much. So hopefully we'll meet some other really cool people. You never know, maybe find some other cool guests for the podcast. I think it's been hosted by Junior Andre and his girlfriend, who's maybe called Jasmine. I fear I don't really know who they are, so I'm not going to be fangirling over them, but hopefully there'll be some other cool people there that I'll be like, oh my god, I've seen you on TV. Maybe people will be like, oh my god, you're on the floor, and I'll be like, hey, here I was. Like, oh my god, you're that girl who has that lesbian podcast, and I'll be like, hey, here I am. So hopefully it'll be a good night, nice to network with people. Obviously great for Lucy to network for the bar, great for me to network for the podcast, so very excited for that. And Lucy's also got an event on Tuesday for her bar. They're going to like this trade show where basically all the like beer companies go and they get to try beer and be like, oh, I'll put this on at my bar, and just get some t-shirts and glasses. I don't really know how it works, so she's excited for that. So Lucy's got a busy week, I've got a busy week, and amongst all of these events, we are moving house and still podcasting, still working at the bar, doing all these things, so it's manic. Also, one more update and I promise we're going to jump in. I made my first, what I think is my first, there could have been more. I think I made my first editing mistake last week. Normally I'm really good at, like, if I make a mistake, I'll remember where it was and edit it out. But last week I was reading, I can't remember if it was a dilemma or a question of the week answer, but I was reading it and it didn't make sense. So I sort of read it and was like, huh? And then I stopped speaking just to like read it, digest it. And I was like doing this with my head, like trying to make sense of it. And then I just skipped the bit that didn't make sense and jumped back in. So normally I'd edit little bits out like that just so you guys can understand a dilemma more, because it's not me being like, and then she said, what? And I'm sat there for ages trying to like figure out what it is, right? So I normally edit little bits out like that just to keep it like neat and clean and tidy, and so you guys can understand. But I missed it and I watched it back and I was like, like I didn't realise, but it was too late at that point, because basically I can delete and re-upload episodes, but if I delete and it's been published, I will lose all the downloads, and that affects my like overall number. And as you guys know, we're climbing, we're pushing to get to 20k, so I didn't want to risk like losing that. I was like, you know what? It's not the end of the world. Like, okay, I'll be honest with you guys. One time I did a massive burp when I was recording a dilemma and I didn't cut it out. I just totally forgot. I was then listening to the episode back after I'd scheduled it. So it was published and scheduled to come out at midnight. And I was listening back and I was like, oh my God, I actually can't put that out there. Like, if it was a little tiny burp, I maybe would have let it slide, but no, it was monstrous. And then literally after, I was like, like, I thought, no, I actually can't keep that in there. So I had to delete and re-upload and re-edit it, which was fine. But yeah, last week was my first proper, I mean, it wasn't really that bad, but it was the first time I was like, shit, I can't believe I've left that in there. So I just like the episodes to feel really like smooth for you guys. Again, being completely honest, I don't really edit a lot. Like, everything up until now that you've heard, I have not stopped when I've edited. I've not stopped when I'm speaking. Like, this is all real time when I'm editing. The only time I will stop is to add in a little bit of introduction music. The podcast will then pretty much, I will just speak for the whole 45 minutes, however long the episode is. I'll only make an edit or a cut if I fuck up what I'm saying, if I need to like yawn or cough or burp or do something gross. There's very rare times that I will like stop and edit. So normally it is just me speaking, because I think it's nicer that way, and I kind of like it because it feels like we're just two besties having a little FaceTime, having a call, you know, like if you're watching on YouTube, we're having a FaceTime. If you're listening, we're having a little phone call. So I feel like it's more raw and authentic, and obviously because it's just me on the team, it's a lot easier when it comes to editing, so I'm not having like stop. So yeah, let's hope, touch wood, I don't fuck up again when I'm editing, but it wasn't that bad. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, what is your biggest dating non-negotiable? I think mine, I just wouldn't date a smoker. I think I could deal if you had a social smoke every now and again, but I could not date like someone chain smoking. I don't like the smell of it. It's not good for you, and I don't think it's a good look. Like, imagine being that girl that like you get somewhere with your girlfriend and I'm just going out for a cigarette. Like, it's not for me. Lucy vaped into the start of our relationship, and even then I was like, ugh, she's stopped now, so I was like, good on you, proud of you, and she feels so much better for it. But smoking, I think that would be my biggest So let's see what you guys have said your biggest dating non-negotiables are. Smelly breath. Okay, so I'm assuming you mean you won't date somebody if they have smelly breath. Fair enough. Like, we are brushing our teeth morning and night 2 times a day. We should be flossing. I don't floss, so that's hypocritical. Mouth washing, I rarely do that, so that's hypocritical. But I'm doing the bare minimum. I'm giving the teeth a scrub, so we should be doing that too. You do not want to be kissing somebody who's got stinky breath. I mean, me and Lucy have very much hit the stage in our relationship where we are very comfortable around each other. We went out for an Italians the other night with Lucy's mum, and we had the most garlic pizza bread ever. Pizza garlic bread. What's it called? Garlic pizza bread. Pizza garlic bread. I don't know. Cheese and tomato garlic bread, right? And we were both stinking, and we were literally both like, "Ew, you stink!" Like, ew. So we've hit that point now where we can be smelly around each other, but that's like a one-off because we ate garlic bread. It's not an everyday thing. Actually, the other day, I'm just gonna be brutally honest with you all, Lucy and I were having sex, right? And she had really smelly breath. It was the morning after this meal, actually, and I kept like turning her face away from mine, and then eventually she's like, "Why are you doing that?" And I was like, "I'll tell you after, I don't want to ruin it." And then she's like, "Just tell me why." And I was like, "Because your breath stinks." I was like, you know what? At least we can be honest with each other. And that's what she said. She's like, you know what? I love that we can be honest with each other. We can tell each other when we smell, when we're gross. But yeah, I just thought that was quite funny. So there you go, a little story for you guys. Monogamy babes. Monogamy, that's the one where you only want to be with that one person, right? Non-monogamous is when you don't want to conform to monogamy, so you date around. That's the one, right? So you want somebody who's only for you, who's not going to try and convince you to be in a non-monogamous, sleep with whoever the fuck you want relationship. Fair, I'm here for that. I couldn't be dating somebody else. Have we all watched Virgin Island? Started on Monday. Very excited because I'm filming on Monday, so I haven't watched it yet. But hopefully, now we're in the future, we're on Thursday. Hopefully we've watched it. Now, I just think, let's just take a moment. Surely this show is doing more bad than good for these people. Because, no offence, say me and Lucy met and I was like, I've seen your face before. And I'm like, I couldn't put my finger on it. And she goes, oh yeah, like I was on a TV show. I'm like, oh my God, what? Like The Floor? And she's like, oh no, I was on Virgin Islands. It wouldn't put me off someone in the sense of that, like, you're a virgin. That wouldn't be the issue. It's the fact that, like, on national TV, you've been like, I don't know, I just think the show is a bit like, you know, when they're like, come and like cut my breasts. Just like the way they make it so like weird, like these experts are just like breathing in someone's ear and like, oh, do you want to touch me there? Does that feel good? Like that is the weird part. And the fact that they're putting these like poor virgins through this, I mean, maybe it works, but personally I just watched it and thought it was weird, and surely it's done more bad than good. There's also Open House, which was the one about like monogamy and non-monogamy, and like the husband's always wanted to be in a non-monogamous relationship and the girlfriend doesn't want to, and then they get on the show and then the girlfriend has a fucking brilliant time like in a triangle of girls eating each other out, and then the husband's like, oh well, I didn't like that. And it's like, yeah, because you want to be able to be unfaithful to your girlfriend, but she has to be completely faithful to you. Do you guys remember that dilemma as well that we had a few weeks back when the girlfriend wanted a one-sided open relationship? Like, can we imagine? Not for us. So where our non-negotiable is monogamy, I'm here for it. Funny, not toxic. See me regularly and make an effort. Okay, I like that. Like, you've got that set in stone. You have to be funny, you have to make me laugh. Don't be toxic. See me all the time because I'm needy and want your attention. That's me. And make effort. I think making effort's a big one. And I think especially the longer you get into a relationship, the more the effort starts to lack. So you have to really prioritize like going on date nights and making time for each other and doing things that you both really enjoy. No drugs. Yeah, that will be one of mine as well. Cigarettes, drugs. It's not for me. It just never has been, never will be. So I just wouldn't want to bring somebody into my life who's going to be like that. Like, I've been around people at college, not really necessarily, I don't think anyone did drugs, but they smoked a lot. And every time we'd be on a night out, it's like, oh, just try. And I've always been very like set in stone on myself, and like, no, I don't want to. Like, and if I don't want to do something, there is no changing my mind. No amount of alcohol is going to make me be like, oh yeah, I'll just do it. Like, the answer is no. And I wouldn't want to bring somebody into my life who's then probably bringing friends into my life who are all going to try and like convince me to do things that I don't want to do. So yeah, fair. Please just be nice to me. Fair enough. No pillow princesses. Okay, so you want a bit of action in return. Fair enough. No smoking. Yeah, I'm here for that. Political alignment. Kind of deep, but I'm not wasting my time with some reform knob. Thankfully, though, that's not very common in the lesbian community, lol. Fair enough. You guys know me, I'm like the least political person in the world. You guys all saw me on the floor trying to guess which politician was which and confusing Margaret Thatcher for Theresa May. Not my finest moments, but it did do the rounds on Twitter and TikTok, so that's okay. Yeah, I'm not really up to date on politics, but I feel like Reform are the ones who don't like lesbians, aren't they? There's probably a few that don't like lesbians. But yeah, you want to be aligned with somebody, especially if that's something that's really important to you. You want somebody that aligns that for you. Respecting my presence and my absence. Okay, yeah. So it's like, I want to see you all the time, but if I need some space for me, I need you to be able to respect that. Like, respect that I can't give you 100% of my attention 100% of the time. I have a life, I have other things to do. So you need to be able to respect that. Fair enough. Loyalty. Yeah, that is a big, big, big non-negotiable. Like, be loyal to me. Don't be texting other girls. Why do you need to be following other girls on TikTok who are posting with their boobs out? Why do you need to be going on nights out to try and pull? I don't know. I'm trying to think of things. But, you know, just be loyal to me. Be proud of me. Like, post me on your fucking Instagram, bitch. Share a TikTok of me. Don't be trying to hide the fact that you have a girlfriend. So when you go out pretending to be single on a night out, girls believe you. Like, no. Be loyal and fucking show me off. That's probably one of my non-negotiables. Show me off. Because I've been in a relationship where I wasn't shown off and I wasn't allowed to show off a relationship. So that's a big thing for me, being able, it doesn't mean like post me on TikTok every day of your life, but it's like, if we go out and do a cute date night, take a picture, like put it on your Instagram story. It's not that hard and it's not that deep, so fucking put me on your Instagram, bitch. Must have similar interests to me. Signed, your girlfriend. Oh, I didn't realise Lucy had filled out this form. That's really cute. I wonder what other answers have been Lucy's. I wonder if I can find out. Similar interests though, babes. I wouldn't really say we're that similar. Are we? Similar interests. Lucy likes going out a lot. It's not my favourite thing to do. What other interests do we have? We both are kind of, obviously I've always been into the women's football. Lucy's more into the men's football. But I guess that's kind of an interest, even though I like quiz her on things all the time and she doesn't know. I'm like, okay, so like she's gone on about Spurs and I'm like, where even is Spurs from? Like, where is Tottenham Hotspur's based? And she's like, I don't know. And that was another question. I was like, Spurs, what's it short for? And she was like, Tottenham Hotspur. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So similar interest, but I guess like morals, values wise, we're very similar, and we both like spend a lot of our time with each other. So maybe that's it there. Don't play games, just be open and honest. Fair enough. We're here for that. Like, we don't need to be messed around. Don't be playing games with us. Just, if you feel in a certain kind of way, tell me, be open, be honest. That's the best way to do things, for sure. Has to be conscious of queer politics and climate change to some degree. I don't need much, but I need at least acknowledgement of how much I personally feel about the world. Okay, fair. So you're very big on advocating for climate change. I mean, as we all should be. And you want somebody to be aware of queer politics, what's going on in the world. They don't need to be that clued on, but like have a little bit of, compassion around the subject. Fair. Brush your teeth. Fair enough. I'll not say more on that. We've already had the teeth discussion. I could never date anyone that described themselves as non-political. Being queer is political. Fair enough. I'm struggling to think of anything, to be honest. Maybe that I won't sacrifice time with my friends and family, but I'll always make time for you as well. That's a nice one, to be fair. And I think I've definitely been in a relationship where I've expected, like the start of mine and Lucy's relationship, I couldn't understand why she wouldn't give me all of her time and attention every second of every day. And it is, like you're coming into someone's life to make it better, not to take over everything that's already in their life. Like, you should be happy in your life without me, and I should just make your life better and make you happier. And obviously the things that have made you happy before me is friends and family, so you should still be able to do them things and enjoy them things. But yeah, of course, I'll always still make time for you. Like, yeah, okay, this Saturday, sorry, I can't see because I've already got plans with my friends, but how about Sunday I take you out for a meal? Like, respect that they've got things to do, but that they are still going to give you a bit of their time as well. Fair enough. I like those responses. So, are we ready for some dilemmas? Strap in, strap on. Here we go. My current dilemma is whether to stay single or start dating again. I feel so comfortable in my life right now and don't want to lose that, but also it would be really nice to have a partner to share everything with. Also, just to mention, the apps are hell. Okay, so we're struggling out here on dating apps. Are you on them already? Because you're saying, do I stay single or do I start dating? So maybe like your past experience of apps is that they were hell. You don't want to get back on there. You're like, fuck that shit. But I think if you're at a really content place in your life, if you feel like you're ready, maybe go on one date and that'll probably tell you if you're ready or not, especially being lesbians. Like, let's be real, whoever you go on a date with is probably going to catch feelings with you after date one and want to move in. And how you react to that will be the telling sign if you're ready or not. If that like completely scares you and you think, oh my God, absolutely the fuck not, then that's probably your sign that you're not quite ready to be back into full on dating again because you're not ready for that next stage. Or you might be like, okay, hell yeah, I'm here for this. Maybe not with you, but with somebody else, with the right person, I could be down for that. So maybe you just need to get out there on a date and just see how you feel after that. But I think clearly maybe you've been through a rough relationship. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You finally feel like you might be ready, but the thought of apps are putting you off. And also, it's like you saying you feel comfortable in your life and you don't want to lose that. But it'd be nice to have a partner to share everything with. And I get that, I struggled I wasn't single for long, but within that period of being single, I struggled not having someone that I could just phone whenever, that I could text daily updates to, that I could share wins with. I think it's so important to, be able to share your wins with somebody and be like, oh my God, like I love keeping Lucy up to date with like, oh my God, the podcast got a new dilemma sent in. The podcast just hit, 20,000 downloads when it does. And if I didn't have a partner to share that with, obviously I'd have mum and friends and stuff, but it's nice to have a partner that you can share these exciting things with. So I get that you want and crave that from somebody, but you don't want that to come at the expense of, your mental health, your well-being, all this hard work that you put in on yourself. You don't want that to go down the drain just for the sake of having a partner and having somebody to share things with. So I think the best thing, you need to get yourself out there on a date and just see how it goes. If this girl is like all over you and you're like, oh my God, this is awful, maybe then that's your sign that you're not quite ready. But that doesn't mean to say you can't date around, right? Like dating doesn't have to lead to marriage. I know lesbians, shock horror, crazy. But I think there's this such like a lesbian perception stereotype that we go on a date, we fall in love, and happily ever after, locked and signed the contracts, we're done. And yes, that very much is the case for a lot of people. I mean, me and Lucy are a prime example. It was it was my first date, obviously after breaking up. I don't think Lucy had been dating. I think she'd been texting people but hadn't been dating people. Girls, correct me if I'm wrong, because you'll all tell me, all the girls who Lucy's been on dates with. I think she'd maybe had a couple, but it was off. We both didn't know it was going to be serious, and then boom, we were locked in, and it became that. So everyone's kind of dating for different reasons a lot of the time. So you could just date around. It doesn't have to be signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Date around, have some fun, yeah? Like, make it very clear, listen, I am not looking for a relationship. I just want to have some fun. Not everyone is dating to fall in love. And sometimes, maybe along the path of you going on this journey of just dating around, sleeping around, you might end up going on a date that you're so convinced is just another date with another girl. You get there and you go, oh my God, this one feels different. I feel like I could do this for the rest of my life. It might happen the first time you do this, like it did to me and Lucy. It might happen 3 dates in, like, down the line. It might happen 5 years in. But just because you don't want to wife yourself up doesn't mean you can't date around, because there's other people out there who'll be willing to date around. Just be careful out there though, because we know what lesbians are like. We know that they'll get attached. So you'll be very much like, let's use my Lucy for an example. She used to be the dater around, I'm not wanting anything serious, because she's so sexy and gorgeous and amazing. The girls would fall in love with her. She would pull back and be like, whoa, I was not here for this. They'll then turn psycho and be like, nah, 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 nah. And then she goes on a date with me, falls in love with me on the first day, and the rest is history. So just be careful of women, because if they do get really attached to you, you need to make it really clear that you're not looking for anything serious. But you will, I think you'll feel it. You'll know when it's the one, when that date is the date that's going to turn into your future. But just have some fun, date around. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Moving on. Hi, Juliet. Love the podcast. Love you. Thank you. I've been dating my girlfriend for about 3 months. I'm 27 and she's 31. So how big's that age gap? 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 4-year age gap. Okay, I'm here for that. I really like that. I'm a lesbian and she's bisexual. We matched on a dating app and things had been going well so far. Okay, I think we're about to take a turn. My family hasn't met her yet, but I've recently started posting photos of us together on Instagram so they know what she looks like. Okay, you're just like subtly warming them up to your new girlfriend. My 19-year-old brother is on Instagram but uses it infrequently and only saw the post with my girlfriend a couple of days ago. Okay. After seeing the pictures, he texted me saying he had hooked up with my girlfriend twice last year after matching on Tinder. You're lying. So your 19-year-old brother matched with your 31-year-old girlfriend on Tinder and they hooked up twice last year. So he was 18. How big's that? 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 13-year age gap. I mean, it's not something that doesn't happen. You know, I know a lot of younger boys who like an older woman, so clearly that's your little brother. But so he's obviously got on Instagram being like, oh my god, like, let's see what Jess has been posting. Oh my god, why the fuck is she posting with Susie? Oh my god, that's her girlfriend. Shit, I've hooked up with her twice. That is hell. And obviously I guess that's the risk that comes with having a bisexual girlfriend. You know, in the past she's gone for men and women. I double checked if he was 100% sure it was the same girl, and he was 100% confident that it was. I do have some older photos of me with my brother on my Instagram, but they're from a while ago, so I don't think my girlfriend has seen them, and she has no idea that she slept with my brother. God, imagine she's just like having a stalk one day and she's like, why is she posting with Ben? Oh my god, that's her brother. Now I've slept with two people in the same family. Christmas dinner's going to be absolutely fucking awkward as hell. What do you think I should do? Should I break up with her using some vague excuse and keep the real reason to myself? Or should I tell her the truth and try and continue the relationship? Okay, I don't think this is information we can sleep on. I don't, because it's going to eat you alive. It's going to eat your brother alive. It's going to be so awkward when like you and your brother and your girlfriend and your mum and dad and whoever are sat having family dinner and you and your brother know this information. She's going to realise that she knows your brother. So do you wait for her to bring it up to you? Maybe that might be less awkward for you having to bring it up, but it's going to then be awkward for her. But you could like arrange that, okay, I want you to meet my family. Here's my brother Mark. Here's my mum, here's my dad. Obviously your brother's going to know, so he'll be like, oh, hello, lovely to meet you. And then it's up to her if she comes clean to you and says, listen, I have something really awkward to admit. I realised I've slept with him before. She might not say anything. She might not care. You know, she might be like, yeah, I was single. I was ready to mingle. I had some hookups with some younger boys, but now I'm very much happy with you. Or she might feel the need to tell you, or you could bring it up to her and be like, listen, this is so awkward. I don't actually know how to say this, but I think you and my brother have slept together. He saw a photo of us on my Instagram. He said he's 100% sure he slept with you. Here's a picture of him. Could you confirm or deny this? Obviously a bit awkward if she then denies, because you have like this 100% promise from your brother that it was her. But she might have to be like, oh my god, fuck, that's awful. Like, do you want me to never see you again? Do you want me to never be in the same room as him again? Because obviously there was a bit of sexual tension there for them to have hooked up twice. So are you going to be comfortable if your brother and her are ever alone in the same room? Are you going to be worrying like, what if my girlfriend's cheating on me with my brother? Stress. I would hope it wouldn't be the end of your relationship, but I can see why it might be. I don't think it'd be fair for you just to break up with her like off the cuff with a vague excuse like, sorry, it's just not working anymore. I think if it's something that you literally cannot live with, you cannot live with the fact that your girlfriend and brother slept together, then that needs to be the reason you break up with her. You need to bring it up to her and say, listen, like, I just don't think I can continue to do this. How long have you guys been together, did you say? 3 months. Okay, 3 months. So we're still pretty fresh. It's early doors. And let's just be grateful that you found this information 3 months in, not 3 years in, because that would probably be worse and more awkward because you've grown more of a bond together. So yeah, I don't think it needs to be the end. I don't think the relationship needs to break down, but 100% you need to make her aware that you know, or she needs to make you aware of what's happened when she meets your brother in person. So you need to decide, do I want to bring this information to you, or do I want to bring my brother to you and see if you then bring me this information? And then whatever happens from there, I think the only thing to be careful of is the fact that there's clearly something that was there, some sexual tension, some sexual chemistry between your girlfriend and your brother. So just make sure they're never alone in the same room together, because the last thing you want to do is walk in and see them getting it off again. That would just be awful. And then that is a very valid reason to break up. But I think hopefully right now we might be able to work through this. It might just be hella awkward at like Christmas or any other family gatherings when you're all sat there and, you know, your parents like, so Sasha, tell us about your past. I mean, you wouldn't ask that though, would you? That wouldn't happen, but it might be awkward. So just be prepared for the awkwardness, but I think we can do this. I think we can get through this. I really do. Keep us updated on what you decide to do. Okay, are you ready for our last dilemma? Hi Juliet, I'm 22 and I've been with my girlfriend, she's 25, for just over 2 years now. I'm in need of some advice because the sexual side of our relationship is unsatisfactory, even though everything else between us is genuinely good. Okay, so everything's going well, but the sexual compatibility is just not there. The sex isn't there. It's not satisfactory. I've always been a switch. In every relationship before this one, I loved both topping and bottoming. That balance is what feels natural to me. When my girlfriend and I first got together, the sex was reciprocal and fun. Okay, so she was also down to be a switch. You both would give, you both would receive. Everyone was happy. For the first couple of months, she would go down on me, use her fingers and use the strap-on. Then quite quickly, the sex became less reciprocal. Now I'm basically a full-time top, and it's been that way for well over a year. Okay, so she was doing these things, but then has gradually stopped. Do you think she was maybe doing them because you'd voiced like, I'm a switch, I want to give and receive, and she was sort of trying to please you, when really she knew she would rather be more on the side of being a pillow princess and would rather get licked than lick? So now she's starting to like do it less and less and less, hoping you maybe won't notice or mind. It's been more than 6 months since she last went down on me, and I can't even remember the last time she made me come with her mouth. That's sad for you. And it's been over a year since she used the strap-on, like used it on me. Okay, I tried bringing it up, but every time she says the same thing. She doesn't like being a top and likes being a pillow princess. Okay, so clearly she was just trying to please you at the start of the relationship, but she's wanting to live her full pillow princess life now. So I stopped complaining months ago because the conversation always ended up in the same place and nothing ever changed. I end up feeling selfish for even wanting, that's a hard word, reciprocity. I can't say that word. Anyway, you feel selfish for wanting the sex returned, you want the favour returned, and you're feeling selfish. These days, the only time I actually orgasm is when I masturbate alone. During sex, I spend an hour or more focused entirely on her, fingering her, eating her out, fucking her with a strap on, while she moans, telling me how good it feels. Then she curls up, kisses my cheek, and that's it. Shit, so she's really like, thanks babe, good night now. Okay, I feel like even if she wasn't like, maybe say like the thought of fingering somebody's vagina grossed her out a bit, she didn't want to have like her fingers all juicy and wet, whatever, surely she could still be down for you like doing it yourself, and she's like there for encouragement, maybe kissing you, doing something else to like help you across the finish line, right? The fact that she's literally like, oh fuck, that was amazing, night babe, I love you, and going asleep, it's like she very much is shutting that down instantly and doesn't want anything to do with you getting it off, which is strange considering she used to literally put the strap on and lick you out. Weird. Also, the relationship outside the bedroom is solid, and I really do love her, which is why I don't want to break up over sex. But I'm getting more and more frustrated, and it's starting to affect how I feel about the relationship as a whole. Do you think this sexual dynamic can realistically be fixed, or am I better off calling it quits? Thank you. Wow, this is intense, right? So we had 2 switches, and then one has switched it up on us and gone, okay, I now want to be a full-time pillow princess. I don't want to lick you, I don't want to touch you, I don't want to fuck you with the strap. You can still give me everything. That's it, lights out, good night. Now, I get what you're saying. You don't want to break up over sex because everything else in the relationship is solid. But then you also made the point of saying because of this dynamic, the relationship itself is now starting to crumble. There's issues forming and it's stemming because of this sexual issue. And 100%, a lot of relationships, the core reason for them breaking down and leading to breakup is because you are not sexually compatible. It's such a big thing. Like, because realistically, if you're not having sex and you're 2 women in a relationship, are you not then just considered friends? don't come for me for saying that, because I feel like sex doesn't have to be like the be all and end all of a relationship. But if you're not having, I mean, I guess you're giving her sex, so probably doesn't count like that. Maybe more so if like if you just were not having sex, like point blank, there's no sex. Maybe that's more of like are you just friends? But you're giving her sex, she's enjoying it. She just doesn't want to receive. And I guess fair enough if she was honest at the start of the relationship and said, listen, I'm a pillow princess. I like to receive. I don't like to give. You would have either gone, okay, I'm cool with that. Or listen, I want to be with somebody who's going to give and also receive. That's fine. Like, everybody has different sexual preferences. Like, I know some people who would rather give, but if they receive as well, cool. If they don't receive, they're fine with that. So I guess, is that like a top switch? Like, you're mainly a top, but you will switch. Some people are so happy with being with a pillow princess. They want to give. They get off on the fact that they're giving, making you feel good. They don't need that in return. Whereas you want that in return. So she's now switched up on you from giving you what you wanted to giving you less and less and less and less. What would happen? Obviously, you're saying like you will still masturbate. You'll make yourself come in your own time. What would happen if like after you finished up with her, you just started pleasuring yourself and was like, baby, like, do you want to come and help? Like, you don't have to touch me, but like, maybe you could like talk to her in my ear, like do something that's going to help me get there. Maybe try that. It's like, just do it. Don't be like, do you want me to do this? Just start doing it. See if she wants to get involved. If she like, you know, because you're saying she kisses you, she turns around, cuddles herself in. If she literally does not move and she's like, what are you doing? Or like doesn't want to get involved, then that's concerning. Like, I'm then thinking, does she find you attractive? Does she want to be with you? And I get that sex is not everything. I've been in a completely sexist relationship before. Like, it just never happened for either of us. So I get that it's not everything to a relationship, but it's such a big deal. And if she's not wanting to have sex with you, like if she is actively not wanting to like see you in that intimate way, my brain's thinking, why not? Like, do you not find me attractive? Have you fallen out of love with me? And it's probably not as deep as that. It might just be more the fact that she just genuinely doesn't want to give. She just wants to receive. But you have to ask those questions, right? So I think you need to like just start doing it yourself. See if she like wants to join in. See if she wants to get involved. Yeah, she doesn't have to like, you know, go down on you, but maybe start taking like small steps to get back to where you were. And maybe try and bring it up in a less formal way, not like sit down at the dinner table, right, why have you not been sexually active with me? Like, why have you been ignoring my sexual needs? Maybe like it's a bit of pillow talk. Maybe like during the sex with her, you're like, oh my God, I would love to like do something together right now. Like maybe scissoring, is that an option? So like she's getting and receiving at the same time. Maybe we try something like that. Get one of them like double-ended dildos so that you can have like the longer end in her, but she's still got something then in you. There's definitely options and things we can try to like slowly but surely reignite the sex life. Maybe you like organize a really sexy romantic date night. Maybe buy her some new lingerie, buy you some lingerie, like light some candles, get some rose petals out and like bring her into the room. Maybe you do like little massages on each other. Then maybe you know, like give her happy ending and almost just like then be like, babe, like my happy ending now, please. But again, I don't want it to feel forced. I don't want you to feel like you're having to force her into doing sex with you, because obviously that's very unconsensual, and you don't want her to just do it because she's like, oh, well, you always complain if I don't do it, so I'm going to do it. Like, that's not the dynamic we want. We want her to do it because she wants to do it, because she finds it sexy. She enjoys seeing you feel good. So maybe if you start off by making yourself feel good in her presence, it might make her a bit jealous and be like, oh my God, like I want to be the one making you moan like that, making you feel this good. And hopefully that might reignite a bit of a spark for her. If still nothing after that, it's going to have to be more of like a conversation, you know, like a what's going on? I'm not trying to get at you, like just speak to me, like what's changed? You used to do this, now you don't. And you know, maybe it does mean the relationship has to finish because you're just not sexually compatible with each other, and that's okay. Not everybody is, and not every relationship can continue if you aren't sexually compatible. Some people might be able to work around it and go, you know what, I'm happy giving you sex, I'll just think of myself in my own time. That's fine, the rest of the relationship's good. I'll crack on with that. I can live the rest of my life like that. Some people can't. Some people need that giving and receiving. Is that a word? Received? I don't know. But some people need that both way stimulation. And if she's not willing to give you that, then unfortunately there's nothing you can do. If you're not willing to, sacrifice that for yourself. If you I need a partner who is going to give me sex, who is going to fuck me, then the relationship doesn't sound like it's compatible anymore. And as sad as it is, because you're saying everything outside of it is so good, but you've also said it's starting to crumble, and that will only get worse. You'll start to resent her because she's not wanting to give you sex. You'll start to pick at other little things. So, oh, well, you never give me sex. You never do the dishes. This. The list will just get longer and longer, and you'll end up bickering and arguing all the time. And that's not what we want for either of you. So I think we start off giving ourselves a cheeky finger in front of her, and we go from there. We see how it goes. But good luck, and please keep us updated. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Lesbian Lounge podcast. Make sure you give us a 5-star review, a subscribe, a like and a comment on YouTube. Make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at the lesbianlounge.podcast. Make sure you send your dilemmas, your stories and your confessions to our anonymous Google form, and you can answer our question of the week survey, which will all be linked in the description of this episode. And I'll see you all next Thursday for a brand new episode. Love you all so much. Bye.